Ja, willkommen zurück zu Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trace in the Sky. Das letzte Mal sind wir stehen geblieben, nachdem wir den Nebeldämon besiegt haben, eine Illusion erlegt haben. Und jetzt geht's weiter mit Kapitel 5. Oh, der Towers. Esmeralda's Towers, just as we heard. One of the 4 device towers activated on the release of the steel beneath Grandstall Castle. A second barrier defending the aureola from all angles. The professor's research was spot on, it seems. Yo, sorry to keep you waiting. Hope we didn't tire you too much of the delay. Ah, Walter, Campagnella, this is a surprise. I was sure it would be Löwe who met me here. What turning of the wind is this, I wonder? Löwe is accompanying the professor for the moment, so as much as it may not be my place as a mere observer, I came in instead. And I ain't got much to do at this point. Right now I'm just killing some time. How unusual, for both of you. Though interesting, Löwe is accompanying the professor. They are performing the last experiment then? Apparently. Our big fancy plan is heading into the biggest leagues, looks like. The archaisms and Jägers are almost ready. Once we have the beta in hand, we'll all be quite busy, I suspect. The last experiment. They mean to go up against the legend, I take it? Even the professor and Löwe are going to struggle with that, I would imagine. Maybe. We're talking about hijacking a creature of legend after all, ain't quite like throwing pictures around or shaking the earth. But hey, Campagnella, this ain't like you. Ooh, what's this now? You're unusually happy tagging along with the professor. If you ain't doing that, especially when things are disinteresting, that means something even better come up. So spit it out already. Why, Walter, I'm hurt. Have you so little faith in me? I trust you as much as your number. With overflowing camaraderie, Walter. Such slings! Such arrows! You two are so cruel. Well, in truth, I would love to sit back and watch the firework unfold, but as it turns out, I have a bit of work to do. I'm off to gain us permission to use the Ark. Shit, seriously? We're finally busting that monstrosity out? These missions get better every day. The Crimson Ark, the Glorious. I find it hard to believe he would use such... Do we intend to turn this nation into nothing more than a smoking crater? That will be up to the Professor and Löwe. So I'm afraid I must depart as soon as we're done. I so look forward to hearing about our experiment when I get back. This is... Yes, I thought it would be here. Behold, Löwe, a majestic thing, is it not? Are you really going to perform an experiment on something like this? I understand your apprehension. Without this data, however, we have no hope of completing the beta. We must know. Ooh. Oh, I see we woke you. Your first time in the waking world of mortals in 20 years, yes? This is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. You may call me Georg Weismann. I am one of the Anguis, caretaker of Ouroboros. Begone. This power which hangs about thee like a mist, familiar it be somehow, but the eyes betray thy purpose. In those windows I see a soul twisted and bent, incapable of joy unyoked from bringing suffering and agony to thy fellow man. Well, well, such compliments. But I'm afraid I must deny your request. I won't be going anywhere. After all, we've business regarding the treasure of Eidios. What? Show him, Löwe. That. Oh, does this stir up memories from 1200 years ago? It's merely a replica, but I dare say it's well made enough, wouldn't you? Surely thou dost not. Thou cannot mean the shining ring. Ah, but I do. Now then, our final test awaits. That which one must protect. Okay. Please from a party in Manchester, bitte.
Great.
Alright!
Sorry, Egger, aber er muss mal... Was, ich muss Sharam drinnen lassen? Okay. Okay, Sam, we finally got to Bose. You know, like we've been planning for a million years now? It's the only place that hasn't seen an experiment too. It's true, but from the sounds of it, there isn't anything odd happening in Bose. I think we can take our time for once and help out here and roll it a bit before heading out. Sounds good. Let's see if there's anything else to do and head for the landing point when we're done. Ah, yes! Ich kann es auch machen! Ah, nostalgic recipe. Gut, wir machen zuerst den Fishing Spot. Dafür müssen wir noch einmal in den Mistwald. Und dann geht's den anderen Quests machen. Ja, noch ein Stück runter. Scheiße, wir kein normales dieses Monster getroffen haben. Zu schade. Hätte ich ausgerechnet Schere mitnehmen müssen. Naja. Naja, was soll's.
Oh, are we done already?
Ach ja. Ah, come on! Mädels, triff doch endlich! Danke.
Well, that takes care of that.
Ich muss auch noch Chapter 5 Pom-Poms suchen. Shining Poms. Nicht Pom-Poms. Ja, immer noch Nebelmonster. It's empty. It wouldn't be in this predicament if someone hadn't taken what's inside. Kann man ja nicht genau umsehen wegen dem scheiß Nebel. Oh, nothing in here but dust. Lots of dust. Actually, and a nasty smell. But wait, this just isn't a tiny coffin, is it? What it is? You will smug like. God damn it! Ah! Ah, come on! Es ist der Piss. Dankeschön.
They messed with the wrong guy.
Yeah, sure. Okay. It's empty, but we notice a little hole in the back of the box. The view from there isn't too bad either. When? After minutes of frantic searching, you close the lid, panting heavily. It's time to admit you have a problem. I don't have a problem, excuse you? Ich hab doch kein Problem, oder? Nee. Ich hab kein Problem, nein. Nein. Nein, ich hab kein Problem, nein. Oder?
Well, that takes care of that.
Ich hab ein Problem. Ah. Oh Gott, nein, nicht gegen dich. Oh, hi. The chest yawns as open as it swallow you into infinite emptiness. Okay. Da ist es ja, der Fishing Spot. Jupp. Plupp. Warum auch immer gerade mein Maus aufgetaucht ist. Ja, Equipment. Haben wir für Scherer. Nein, das gehen wir ihr. Oder auch nicht. Dann halt ihm. Oh ja. Oh ja. Sehr schön. Sehr, sehr schön. Oh, hi! That is what your curiosity gets you. Ich weiß. Ich bin stolz darauf. Ach ja, Gott. Ah! Dann halt nicht. Nein, nicht Lightning Aerial. Ups. And they're strong against. Ja, die haben nur das. Ich hätte lesen sollen.
Nicely done.
But hey, I don't care. So, das Corona-Geld ist ja Gott sei Dank auch auf dem Illis Highway. Das heißt, wir können einfach runtergehen. Ne? Genau, Corona-Geld. Und dann machen wir einfach von oben nach unten durch. Oh, das Recipe. Das scheiß Recipe. Goddammit, die Leute sagen, es ist nicht Corona. Das ist beim Corona-Geld. Yes. Nochmal lesen. Wie es beim Corona-Geld. Da, hi. Yeah. Oh, hey, Breakers, good work. Well, then let's see how it's going. This is... I never thought there would be hidden fishing spots in places like these. This is incredible, truly a perfect report. So then, our job's done, in other words? Yep, that's what it means. But first, let me just say good work. Phew, mission accomplished then. I'm a bit tired from walking all over. Yeah, it was kinda hard, but I got to fish for the first time in a while, so I'm pretty happy. Seems to be a good break. Well, glad to hear that. I've left the formal reward with the guild, so that's taken care of, but since it's come up here, take this too. Ooh, pretty nice, right? It's a specially made rod exclusively for big catches. I'm sure you'll be able to use this. Let me offer this as my personal thanks for a job well done. You sure this is awfully nice rod? Yep, positive. The Fisherman's Guild does not hesitate to invest in the development and standardization of fishing culture. Oh, but anyway, can't say to chat. I've got to get back to the Kapitel and deliver the investigation report. Oh, okay. Well then, take care on your way. I guess this is goodbye then. You really helped me out today. Keep up the good work, okay? If you get a chance, drop by the headquarters in the Kapitel. Look forward to it. Bye. So, als nächstes geht's zum Rezept. Ich versuch's mal ohne, aber laut Dingsbums ist es so kompliziert und eine riesen Fetch-Quest, dass man dafür teilweise einen Guide braucht. Wir versuchen es einfach mal. Ansonsten muss ich halt den Guide konsultieren. Was auch nicht so schlimm wäre. Ich meine, ich habe für das Jahr den Guide benutzt. Weil ich wirklich nicht wusste, wo die Walter Bridge ist. Dass natürlich die Werte Bridge ist und die sie falsch geschrieben haben. Falsch übersetzt haben. Genau, das ist das Haus. Also auf zur Abendbar. So, mit dem muss ich reden. Mit ihm? Nein, Redford. Ja. Hi, du bist es. Nein? Hockst du auf der Terrasse? Nein. Nein, ich wollte mit ihr reden. Oh nein, das ist Elissa. Ja. Ja, super. Ja, das ist die reden von einem Traum weiter. Ja, schön. Das ist alles nicht wichtig. Bist du das dann? Das sind die Katzenlady. Ha! Ist doch die Abendbar. Nein, das ist klar, das ist klar. Ha! Excuse you. Nein, das ist... Nein, das ist die Old. Hä? Bin ich jetzt blöd? Aha! Hi there! Finally, my Tabitha's have woken up. Sorry for kicking up such a fuss. Oh no, please don't let it bother you. It's all part of the job, really. Yes, it's as Esther said. Incidentally, apparently you have some kind of job for us. I see, sir. You're on business then. Well, what I'd like to ask you to do is to investigate a certain recipe and find its ingredients. How about it? Got the time? Yeah, no problem. So what recipe am I investigating? Right, so what I'd like you to find is a recipe for a certain stew. We call it Roland-style hodgepodge stew for now. Hodgepodge. Roland-style hodgepodge stew. To be honest, that sounds about as appetizing as that potluck we found at Just Once. Ah yes, it sounds like it'd be hard to keep down. No, it's just a temporary name. Anyway, I want you to investigate that recipe. If you ask around town, I'm sure you'll find something. Apparently every home used to make it back in the old days. We should probably ask some old folks now about cooking then. Doesn't seem like younger people know about what old families cooked. Good suggestion. Well, let's find for the direction to begin our investigation, but we still don't have enough information about the recipe itself. Yeah, you might be right. I'd be nice to know what goes into it at least. Yeah, that's a good point, but sorry, but you need to ask Redford about the recipe. Huh? I thought this was your request, but do you want us to ask Redford? Well, here's the thing. He's the one who brought it up in the first place. Apparently he ate his nostalgic meal in his dreams. He's been begging me to make it for him ever since. I see, so that's how this request came about. But a good job just for stew. I mean, was it really that good? It might not necessarily be because of the flavor. Perhaps it's a memory of some kind. The old man's not saying much either way, but I'm sure that's the case. Anyway, that's the story, so I'd really like to serve it to him if I could. What a moving story. I will be glad to help. Yeah, Redford's finally awake. Let's feed him to celebrate his victory. So then, we'll start by asking Redford about the recipe. Is there anything else we need to know before we go? Well, after you sort out finding the recipe, would you mind also picking up the ingredients needed? It might use some kind of rare ingredients after all. No problem. If ingredients are what you want, then ingredients you shall have. Good to hear. Can't believe how fired up I'm getting over this. I can't wait to see what kind of recipe it is. Well, don't you worry. We'll leave no stone unturned in the search. Yep, but she said, expect some good news to come to your way soon. Thanks. Das Redford. Give me...